Each time this clown opens his mouth, he triggers me to make a video because there is only coming bullshit from his mouth. Piece of shit.
Do you know in the winter time, Luca, that Antarctica grows by like 40%? Antarctica grows by like 40%.
We drink and we pillage and we do what we please. We get all that we want for free. We'll kick your ass and rape your lass. Somalian pirates we.
Do you know in the winter time, Luca, that Antarctica grows by like 40%?
Flatzoid, did you just make that up on the fly? That's a big claim you made for a clown that's never been to Antarctica. Flatzoid, does your model have an ice ring or an ice wall?
No one said anything about ice wall. There's no scripture that's saying anything about ice wall. Stop bringing ice wall up. We don't have to have an ice wall. No one claimed to have an ice wall. The Bible doesn't even talk about the ice wall. So what the hell is this guy going on about?
Do any of you guys claim an ice wall?
No.
No. Okay.
I've never claimed the ice wall.
Maybe your biblical cosmology model have a continent called Antarctica. Let's call it an ice ring then. An ice ring of more than 120,000 kilometers.
Whoa. Antarctica's not a continent, man.
Oh, it's not a continent. Huh. I wonder what ice mass you have on your biblical cosmology model, Flatzoid.
Prove it's a continent, please.
You claim no ice wall or ice ring, and you say there is no continent.
The continent is a large landmass.
Prove Antarctica's a continent, please.
It's a large landmass. So it's a
Prove
continent.
it is a continent. You made a claim it's a continent.
It's a large landmass.
That's not it.
Why don't you clowns prove there is ice in your model? Where is it?
You see this Antarctica behind me? Looking beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that mean it's a continent?
Seeing
That's
it,
what
proving it.
qualifies as a continent. A large landmass, basically.
Can you prove it's a
No.
large landmass?
What ice wall?
The ice wall that surrounds the Earth, which is what you claim,
That's a
right?
straw man. I've never ever
What?
said there is an ice wall.
No ice wall, no continent, but your model have a place that is very cold, and it's called Antarctica. And you're not allowed to go there freely.
Yeah, we're just saying you can't go there unaided. You're not allowed to. It's against law.
No, there's ships that patrol it though, isn't there?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people that's been arrested for going there without permits.
Yeah.
It's weird how you get arrested without permits if it's not guarded.
Nobody can go
But
to
you just said
Antarctica.
visit.
Yeah,
You
visit
said, nobody can
Okay.
visit Antarctica. Oh, sure, you can visit it, but you can't freely explore it.
No.
Exactly.
You know, that's the thing. It's
That's
like,
the thing.
and they say, oh, it's not militarily guarded. Yeah, try and go freely explore it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see what
If
happens.
you have no papers, no permits, they will arrest you.
Yeah, of course, if you drive around in a car without license, it's possible you can't get arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's no ifs or
Ask-
buts. There's no ifs or buts.
ask
They will.
Jarl.
Yeah, they will. And if
Yeah.
you look at a lot of evidence, it does tell us that Antarctica is the outer
Yeah. Yeah.
place of our realm, you could say. But I'm not going to claim there's an ice wall. So you're circumnavigating around there to go on the perimeter of the so-called ice wall.
Ah, the so-called ice wall.
That is it. I've never claimed the ice wall, by the way, or anything. It's just literally answering the guy's so-called debunking of flat Earth.
That's very nice of you to help out the flat earthers that believe in this model and in the so-called ice wall.
Let's move on to the flat earth side. I'm just going to be using the Gleason's map as it's the most accurate for the latitude and longitude lines. And no, I do not ascribe to any map or model. And how does it work on a flat earth?
Hey clown, you don't ascribe to this model, but you use it all the time. Or you're doing it for the other flat earthers that believe in this model. Why don't you do it in your own model? Your biblical cosmology model, Flatzoid. Oh, look. Biblical Soidland. Look. Oh, look. Gate of Heaven. Wow. And here. The doors and windows to heaven. And here the foundations of the heaven. Oh, wow. And here, Sheol, oil, and the foundations of earth. Oh, look, day and night. Stars circling in the dome. And here, God. Yeah, he lives God. Oh, and what is above the firmament? It's just like a reality Flatzoid. Oh, look. Clouds. Oh, wow. Flying water. Why don't you use a model like this? This is all you need according to you. This is God's flat earth. A sun to rule the day, a moon to rule the night. But yeah, in fact, the moon is half of the time visible at daytime. So it's not ruling the night.
Simple. The declination is simply the angle based on the distance from the equator. So, if you're in the northern hemisphere and the sun is closer to you, it is the summer. If it's further away, it gets to fall and spring, and obviously the furthest away, winter. This is just total opposite for us in the southern hemisphere.
Flat earth seasonal model. I think you're a very nice guy helping these flat earthers that believe in this model.
Okay, and the flat earth side. This is actually just the same as the globe. The only difference is where the globe is based on the tilt towards the sun. This is based on a flat plane.
Flatzoid, everything you do is based on AE map projections. And you keep saying you don't claim any model. What are you doing here? We can say without a shadow of a doubt, the Gleasons and other AE map projections is your biblical model, Flatzoid.
Where the sun is moving its distance to relative to the plane. So in other words, based on this in the northern hemisphere, it will be winter where the sun is furthest away.
Flatzoid. I'm here in Holland. And when the sun in your model is traveling over the Tropic of Cancer, it's like 3,400 kilometers away. And it don't change size when it's traveling over the Tropic of Capricorn, and it's 8,500 kilometers away from my observation location. Flatzoid, do you understand? The sun should be at least 2 or 3 times smaller when it's traveling over the Tropic of Capricorn compared to the Tropic of Cancer.
From the north, and it's going to be summer when it's closest to the north.
Flatzoid, why are you putting this tiny character in your video? Jesus Christ, you know, your voice in combination with that character makes me puke a bit, piece of shit.
Let's just do an example.
Oh, you are going to use a sextant now. Well, that's a no-go for you, because according to you, it's impossible to see the sun at 135 southeast at your location. You know, because your so-called sun is traveling between the tropics in your model. Do you understand that, clown?
When you're facing towards north, okay, does the sun or moon ever appear behind you towards the south? I've got to think nicely now. I don't actually think so.
I have never, no.
Oh, PJ, do you happen to know what the sun do?
There we go.
Yeah. It's quite simple though. The sun comes from the east to the west. It circles the flat Earth. Light has limitations, so light's probably just say about half, maybe slightly less or slightly more than half of the Earth at a time. It's simple. It circles. So different parts of the Earth get different parts of the sun at a time. It goes out of your view, out your peripheral vision, out your it goes out of your view through perspective, disappears, goes elsewhere, circles around. It just keeps circling. Simple as that. It's not hard to explain. It's not hard. Do you know what I mean? And it'll light up, like we say, limitation of light. Light has a limitation, so it'll light up half at a time. It doesn't light up the whole flat Earth. That's
PJ.
silly. Yeah, no, I'm just letting them know that it's bloody easy. Because it's because that King Baller, he got under my skin, not Partyfish. I mean, I don't know who Partyfish
But
is.
yeah, the thing is, I think the baller should come back to us when they understand there's a difference between sunlight and daylight.
Exactly. The moon and the sun circle the flat Earth like a clock. It's simple as that.
I don't actually think so.
I have never, no.
Oh, Flatzoid don't think so. And this junkie from the UK, PJ Crankshaft, never been to the south, claiming there is no sun visible when you look south from Flatzoid location.
I have never, no.
PJ Crankshaft, useless junkie. Do you ever pay attention to what your buddy says?
I don't actually think so.
I have never, no.
I haven't really looked at it that way. I have to think to see. I'll actually check it out and get back to you about that.
Flatzoid, you certainly don't know? I remember you went on holiday during the winter solstice. You remember? And then you knew exactly where the sun was. What do you want? What are you pointing at? Ah, you went on a vacation and then filmed the sun at 137 degrees. Here, 137 southeast, including your latitude and longitude. Flatzoid's holiday location. The sun had an azimuth, according to Flatzoid, of 137. Huh. That's in this direction, Flatzoid.
I don't actually think so.
I have never, no.
Exactly. The moon and the sun circle the flat Earth like a clock. It's simple as that.
You exactly knew. And this must be like southeast? More south than east? You are just a retard and a liar and a scumbag.
When you're facing towards north, okay, does the sun or moon ever appear behind you towards the south? I'll actually check it out and get back to you about that. But yeah, looking forward to doing some observation from the beach for you guys. So hopefully the sun's going to come up somewhere.
Flatzoid, it's easy to catch you lying. You are just a piece of shit. Why you act like you don't know where the sun is? You clearly know. Flatzoid, why is a tiny piece missing of your compass? Did you cut it away? Why?
Path of the sun. That's it. It goes round and round and round. It goes round and round. Path of the sun.
Does the sun or moon ever appear behind you towards the south? I don't actually think so.
I have never, no.
We will use an example using a sextant.
No, sorry. The sextant is out of bounds. You cannot use it. You can only use it when you can observe the sun northeast, north, and northwest. Not when it is southeast or southwest. Because your fucking mean sun is traveling between the tropics. You piece of shit.
As we know that the sextant is a great tool being used to take angular measurements of the luminaries in the sky.
And well, if it's in the equator side, you guessed it, at 0 degrees declination, so it will be spring for the northern parts and autumn for the southern parts.
Why don't you just go? Because I don't need to go freeze my titties off to prove you wrong. If you want to go prove yourself wrong or right, then you go. Why must I go sit in ice cold weather where I'm not going to see anything anyway? For what? To see snow and ice?
He's just gonna go. He's just gonna go say that. Oh yeah, but you. He's just gonna deny it anyway. You know.
I mean, think about it.
Back with proof, it's not proof anymore.
Think about it. What do you see when you go there? You see snow and ice, and some water.
If you follow your words, then what you describe is some kind of ice ring, Flatzoid, because you believe it's called Antarctica. You believe it's very cold. You're saying the ice is melting and growing with 40% each year.
The coldest place on Earth, which is usually Antarctica, is the furthest away from the sun, correct?
No, that's not correct. Otherwise the snow will melt on, let's say, the Mount Everest, where the sun is closer to the snow. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
But on the globe, it's not the furthest place from the sun, is it?
No. No.
That's odd. Because their whole one of their arguments is, oh, Antarctica has 24 hours sunlight. It's not sunlight, it's daylight.
Flatzoid, are you saying people take daylight observations with the sextant? No, they take observations to a sun.
I wish these people would learn the difference between sunlight and daylight. Two different things.
This was clearly sunlight, Flatzoid, at 137 degrees southeast for your location, South Africa.
And if it was 24 hours of having a heat source there, it would not be the coldest place.
No.
Do you know in the winter time, Luca, that Antarctica grows by like 40%?
40%, Flatzoid, I modeled it up on your model. Look, it's become colder now. And all this water freezes. And now it becomes summer again. And 40% of the ice melts. Oh dear, we get a biblical flood if all the ice melts at Antarctica.
It's a large landmass. So yeah.
I see a lot of ice. I see some land.
Jesus Christ. It's like I'm listening to some demented retards. Flatzoid, do you have more no claims that are actually claims?
What is the moon? Just the light. I don't think anybody really knows what the moon is. Some people think it's plasma. Some people think it's just a hologram. Some people think it's cheese.
Yeah.
All I know is it's the moon and it's not 245,000 miles away. Because no one actually knows what the moon is. I mean, that's why a lot of people even thought it's just a hologram or plasma.
We don't know, we can't make up our minds what the moon is.
We don't know what it is.
Yeah, we never landed on the moon, as the moon is plasma.
We don't know what it is, what it's made of, and we admit that.
The moon is plasma.
We can have guesses on what it is. We can suppose, you know what I mean, what it is, but we don't know.
The moon is plasma.
Yeah, you
We
see.
admit-
Yeah, you see. The problem is, Atlas, you guys make a claim of what it is in the distance.
Yeah, we never landed on the moon, as the moon is plasma. The only thing is we don't make any claims what the moon is. Yeah, we never landed on the moon, as the moon is plasma. Oh, by the way, guys, I made the plasma moon video. It's going to be out on the 21st of December. there's a possibility it could be plasma, but that's as far as I'm going to go on about it. Yeah, we never landed on the moon, as the moon is plasma. So you have the burden on where it is and what it is. The moon is plasma. We just debunk it by saying you can't have it where you claim it to be, and it can't be what you claim it to be based on observation and natural law. The moon is plasma.